Bunnycast, episode number 38. Dammit, Squato! Recorded on August 18th, 2010.
The fuck?
You know, I'm actually really tired of all these swearing in this podcast. I am going to clean it up.
Well, I guess that you can certainly do that. There are many, many times when a particular verb would be more appropriate than whatever it is that the particular speaker chose to use.
Yeah, I actually have found this awesome technology which allows me to edit things instantly. For example, fuck.
Sometimes the dreams come back and seem so real to me. The sky turns so cold and black. I'm scared of what I see, but I'm not afraid anymore. You vanquished my fears. You gave me the reason to laugh and stole all my tears.
Okay, and welcome to another episode of the Bunnycast. I'm your hostess, Dame Helennet, the LeatherClad. We unfortunately don't have the Right Reverend Lord Circular Fish of the Keen fans. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of him, as is not terribly uncommon with him. Of course, joining us as usual today is Sir Xepharon the Prepared. Thank you for
I would rather not see hair of him. I mean, who wants to shave a killer fish?
Not I.
And joining us also, as you just heard, is YouWillNeverKnow from the forums. And we also, of course, as usual, have Squato.
Fail.
Yeah. Hey, you're the one that's going to be beeped the fuck out of this, so I'm going to make sure it's entertaining for you with all these little swear words.
It will be. It will be.
Okay.
He's got his work out for him.
Hey, remember, I can always edit sounds out completely, too.
Yeah, but you're throwing the gauntlet down at the way you do. So, have some fun there.
Where's my Vuvuzela?
Yes, our anti-Squato weaponry. Okay, so for those of you joining us late in the game, this is the Bunnycast. We are the official, unofficial, somewhat semi-official, superficial
Alternative universe
thing for the Bunny community. The Bunny community is the fan group for Algunish Shive.
Don't make KF mad or Killer Fishel do stuff. Crickets.
they're fighting it out with the cobweb spiders and the
Captain Punnet, he's a hero.
So,
what was the other part of that?
Gonna bring pollution down to zero.
Squato, you'd be funnier if you didn't stutter.
It's 3:30 in the morning. I don't give a
So
You really are playing this up, aren't you?
yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Enjoying it. Okay, so
I'm going to give you a job to do. That's why.
Well, I'm
That's nice of you.
I'm speed editing this whole thing. I'm not hearing what you're saying. All I'm hearing is beep, 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 beep. I hear Morse code coming
Morse
from your
code.
So, for those of you who are interested in joining with the bunnies in terms of just having fun and hanging out, there is the community forums on 910cmx.com, or community.910cmx.com, rather. If you go to the Algunish Shive section, you will find a variety of sub-forums there. And speaking of the sub-forums, let's go ahead and jump into news from the forums. We have some sort of updates going on
the unpronounceable
Sir
Moomanabe.
Mooman IB.
It needs to get a better name. There we go.
Moomanibe.
Yes.
It's the jungle.
Anyways, yes. So there are some updates going on. I'm not sure whether that's simply text or if Moom has posted some new art. In any case, we do and join all the bunnies to go to the art forums and check out what is there so that they can contribute.
I know why he did that. I was talking to him the other day, and I was just like, "Oh, hey, there's been a few new posts since 2009." He's like, "Oh, it's been a long time since I've checked on that. I better go take a look."
It's like, oh, there's a community here. Right. So,
It's a what now?
community,
Yeah.
a thing where you talk with other people and they enjoy what you have to say.
Sometimes.
I thought it was you just yell at them. Oh wait, I'm thinking of mayhem.
As
Or round table.
Squato has just pointed out, we do have a legacy bunny community called Mayhem on forums.keenspot.com. You're welcome to visit there, but it is, as I said, a legacy forum, and they tend to... Yes, that's as far as we'll go with that. In the off-topic forums, there is a thread entitled Things That Make You Happy. This is a thread in which you get to just sort of tell the world about the various things that make you happy.
Sandwiches.
Marijuana.
Lemonade.
There's a picture of a cute little bunny. It's cute.
Funny words like macadamia.
Macadamia, that's a fun word. So, on to the newbie forums. This is the newbie intro forum, where you can go if you are just joining the bunny community. This one is new to me. Fan Kurzi, whomever this is, may want to unbutcher that. It's unpronounceable, and there's only there can be only one.
Like Axe Cop, they both one will kill the other one.
Nice
With an
avocado.
axe.
Let's not bring the bleeding avocados again.
I like
Legend of Bleeding Avocado.
because they're jumping in from the Magic the Gathering forums, and apparently they are very inexperienced, very young at webcomics.
Huh.
They've apparently only read Eugene Madness, which was a Magic the Gathering based webcomic that was discontinued. So they've got much to learn. We'll try to be gentle.
Never mind.
Are you going to use the strap-on or the? Yes, I'm talking to you, Homer.
I was going to make a joke that was going there, but I decided against it.
Well, this is Squato's opportunity to shine, so I don't need one.
Hey, I'm just trying to make sure we got someone having some entertainment when it comes to the beeping. Actually, you know what? That's what we should be calling this: the beeping.
Not bad.
The beeping. Filled with as much.
I think by the time we're done, I think everybody's going to be of the opinion that yes, Squato is probably the best.
Beeping is what I feel. Hey, it could be worse. It could be Piranha 3D.
Ugh.
Oh.
The advertisement, the still
I'm okay.
advertisements were bad.
Okay, I'm going to bleep that out and post edit.
Actually, I love the review from I09, which is that they said that because all the Piranha films are always some sort of political message, this one is anti-evolution, pro-police state.
Which should tell you everything you need to know about the movie.
Yeah.
Also in the newbie intro forums, again, new to me, is Cuddly Kitten. Very new, as they only have one page in their intro thread.
Hello.
They've apparently been reading since 07, and have actually been technically on the forum since 09, but haven't been able to really be active. So everybody go say hi to Cuddly Kitten as well.
Hi.
Don't rape too hard.
Yes.
Pet kitty.
We also have a newbie named Story Writer in their insert generic intro topic name here.
I'll bet he's an artist. I know it. I got a good feeling about this one.
Also a bit of a lurker, but finally becoming active, so everybody go say hello. And we have Magnus, who apparently likes to do things Transformer themed.
Okay,
What's
cool.
the avatar? Because
Is that even Magus?
that's what I'm interested in, is the name based off the character.
That's one of the Transformers characters that, never really terribly popular. Was on the second series, where it was like, in the future.
Oh, you mean Transformers as in...
Oh, hey. You're talking about that the name you couldn't pronounce? Was it, you said Fan Crazy or whatever you're trying to figure out?
Yes.
It's Fan Crazy. It's Fan Crazy.
There's two F's, and there's no A in the crazy.
So it's Fan Crazy.
It's Fan Crazy. I stand by my ridiculous statement.
Yes, Adam Savage.
Well, Rebecca Catgirl has welcomed Magnus appropriately by handing off a can of Catgirl oil. How precisely you use Catgirl oil is left open to question, but
I have no idea, but it sounds kind of hot and kinky.
the purpose of
Is it
Catgirl
made
oil
from real
clear.
catgirls?
Oh God, no.
To Troy!
So,
It's like a headliner I'd seen. Girl Scouts make excellent cookies.
everybody go to the newbie intro forum and welcome the newbies. Why is this high up in the general discussion? Pacing, schedule, and fan service. Oh my! Originally posted by Dan Shive in April, and yet it's still at the top, and I don't think it's pinned. Which means that 17 pages later, it's still got activity.
Well, people like to complain about the schedule
Eh.
and the pacing and the art.
And
Just
the fan
about
service.
everything.
I don't like this comic because I don't like things that don't make me complain. Get the
Hold on,
Now,
I'm wrapping my mind around that one. Hang on.
just to remind,
And snap. Ow.
just to remind everybody, we do have a thread going on the 19CMX forums entitled "Listeners to the Bunnycast." Anybody who wants to make various comments on their listeningness of the podcast are welcome to go there.
Hey, you'll even find some of us from the show commenting there from time to time.
Absolutely. Just as a sort of a on-the-air comment, there have been a few comments about how, well, back in the day it wasn't very good, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, yes, because back in the day we were just getting started, and believe it or don't, we don't really have a lot of live feedback on this thing, so we have to do a recording, post it, listen to it, and say, oh, my volume was dead the entire time. So we're doing various things in order to improve the general ability of our to get things out quickly and well.
I'm looking at my screen, and I could have sworn somewhere on the page I saw the word cleavage. There it is! Top on the ad. Xepharon comic. Sort of like yin and yang with cleavage.
I've got Hero in Training as my ad.
It's random.
I got Angels and Aliens.
Okay, so let's move on to some comic news.
I got some forum news.
You've
still.
got some forum news. Go for it.
Kind of. Basically, I kind of got the idea from asking around, hey, anybody got some stuff we can include? Apparently there's a game that started off in the RP section or in the game section or somewhere in the forum called the Dwarf Fortress Succession. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I know that it's recently started off, so if you still want in on it, go for it. There's also a mecha RP that's getting up and running. It's called Black Winged Angels. I believe it's still in a discussion stage, so if you want on it, hit it. There's still a lot of discussion about StarCraft 2 in the video games thread. And there's also... what is this? Something about another thing about Dwarf Fortress. A Phoenix, I don't know how to pronounce this. Phoenixians Magmagate, yeah, project. Who's doing something with Dwarf Fortress? It looks like it's a lot of imagery and maps and possibly layouts. Whoa! I hear a reverb.
Echo.
Yay, Skype! Let's make some mood.
I almost had to do it. I was thinking for a second I'd have to double beep it. No.
Double rainbow. Oh my god.
What does it mean?
So that's pretty much my news right there. There's a couple new things going on.
The sad fact is that from the first two items you mentioned in with your news, there's porn titles I know with those names, so I kind of was laughing to myself.
There's a porn of dwarven fortresses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm morbidly intrigued. You'll have to show me later. And my other question is, why do you know?
Because I got a mate of mine that actually showed it to me. He's like, "Oh my god, I got to show this to you. I found this all," and it's like, wow.
Is it one of those things that kind of parodies things like how like Lord of the G-Strings parodied Lord of the Rings as a porno spoof?
Actually, I don't know. All I know is that it's an actual porno. That's all I know so far.
Oh my god! Let's move on.
Moving forward.
I don't. Lord of the G-Strings. It's a very badly written adult film that makes you laugh more than get any kind of arousal going.
So that sounds like the Star Trek porn films.
Oh my god! I don't even want to think about that.
Oh. How about Edward Penis?
Next, please, let's go.
Moving on and pulling up.
We're drifting full up.
I want to know how much of that you're going to have left without it being beep the fuck out of all of that section.
Well,
oh, beep, 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 and beep, 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 beep. Oh, that's beep. Oh, that's just wrong. Beep.
Well, pretty much I don't have to beep it as long as you're not talking. Zing.
Talk.
Moving on to comics news. We have, of course, Sensei Greg is closing the Anime Martial Arts Dojo, and I think Nanase's comment is perhaps the best when she says you might want to hire a marketing consultant. Yes, he might.
I did. And the reference I was just trying to get with the battle out, it's from the sketchbook. Where they got two spiders. One says, "Shouldn't we be making cobwebs in Greg's dojo?" And the other one says, "Heck no, that tumbleweed and the crickets are adding it out for the territorial control."
It'll be the crickets.
For the horde!
Even the commentary, he outright says that tumbleweed is one really committed tumbleweed because of the fact that it's in the Midwest, and he makes a couple other points as to why that's really out of place, that tumbleweed.
But it's Montana.
Well, where is he defining the Midwest as? Because
he's from the Midwest, though. Wherever he finds,
which is where?
The Great Lakes area.
We had tumbleweeds in Colorado, and some people call that the Midwest.
Well,
I just call it north of me and don't give a stuff.
Okay. From the Comic Reaction Forum for the most recent comic, a couple comments about Carl made a note that it says all exposition, but well done exposition, in my opinion. And my problem with that is that talking is not necessarily exposition. Dialogue.
No, it's not.
Yeah, dialogue is, dialogue. Exposition is one person going on and on about something.
Is it bad that I'm looking back in the sketchbook? I went back one page and I can actually see, I believe that's Elliot going chi in Japanese letters.
It's za.
Yeah, it's one of them.
I could have sworn that was chi.
I was going to say is with exposition, that itself is also not a bad thing. I know some people go, "Oh, you should never give exposition." The thing is, because they also make the point of you should only show, not tell. The problem is that very few people know how to really show things properly. If you want a good example of that, George Lucas. There we go. There's the explanation for that. Showing it is one thing, but telling it is another, because if you can tell it, you can control the message. If you show it, you really can't control it. You don't know right. What...
That is, I was cheese backwards of that.
There we go. He's happy now. But, yeah, no, because... No, sorry, I know some people really try to get the confusion over what is expedition, so...
Well, yeah, you are 100% right on that. I do totally agree. The thing that bothers me is you can show with words just as well as you can show with pictures. And
in fact, you can do better with showing with words because you can actually get mindset.
Sarcasm.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at something completely unrelated to anything any of you are saying. It's back in the Dwarf Fortress thing. It's one of the first posts.
This is
it's
the
got a bunch of
Bunnycast,
pictures.
ladies and gentlemen.
Good news! I just saved a bunch of money on Fortress insurance by sending my tax collector to the center of the earth.
And we were letting that into the pork joke before.
Earl Gets Lonely made a note that, and I totally agree with this, that this would be the perfect time for Nanase to start out a new dojo, with a new dojo, I should say. She'd kick everyone's butt and get a black belt in a couple of weeks and not need to be tempted to use magic in her fights.
Yeah, but they've said in there that they're unsure because they don't want to start at a white belt.
Right, but she could get a black belt very, very quickly. And, basically testing through the entire process.
Yeah, I know. And that's actually is a good thing for anyone that actually does know martial arts that seems to actually be interested in it and not just, it's martial art and cool! Is just getting more black belts in other schools is what they generally like because it shows that they're learning. They're not just getting one set school, which is kind of a big problem with a lot of martial arts nowadays.
Wait, what's the problem with martial arts nowadays?
A lot of them, they basically just went from one commercialized school of training, and it's like, this is karate!
Oh. Yeah, the form that I studied under, Bushido-kan, actually was rather traditional, and I don't remember a whole lot. I was like 7 or 8, but it was traditional. It was tough when I first started. I stopped when I was about 16 or so about 8 years. It never did the sensei mention anything about how it's karate, about this. Would bring up, it's Bushido. Didn't really go into whole Americanized aspects. No, this was traditional. This was hard. This was one of those things where you did this because you were dedicated to, not because it's easy.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that these commercial ones don't, because they sell the idea that what you're learning is the definitive version of it. So, and it's if you learn any other skills, any other type of martial arts, anything else like that, you're failing your school. All this, they even bring in you're dishonoring the school and stuff like that. And really, that's just stupid. In fact, that's outright not what martial arts is.
Actually, this is America, where you can go, all right, I tried it here, but I'm going to try somewhere else and open up my opportunities. Well, unless you're more traditional, then you're dishonoring the school. Die.
Yeah, no. The ones that are doing that is the ones I'm talking about, the schools of thought, they're basically created by people that really didn't do very good in, say, Japan, China, Korea, places like that. Figured, hey, America, there's a bunch of idiots over there. I can just hide the fact I wasn't very skilled by just saying stuff like honor and stuff like that. Ka-ching!
Wonder how many people would recognize the name Jim Hartley, because that's who I trained under.
I wonder how many people Squato's going to get to hate him by the end of the episode.
Anyway.
Let's go on to miscellaneous news, and I think I'm going to start things out with a bang.
Kaboom.
Bikini-clad strippers take on church in Ohio.
Kaboom!
Awesome!
This is going on with a bang.
There's not a whole lot I can say in terms of summating the story better than I'm seeing here on the Fox News website.
I can say something.
Strippers dressed in bikinis sunbathe in lawn chairs, their backs turned toward the gray clapboard church where men in ties and women in full-length skirts flock to Sunday morning services.
Religion never looked so sexy.
Or
The
appealing.
strippers are protesting a fundamentalist Christian church whose Bible-brandishing congregates have picketed the club where they work. The dancers roll up with signs carrying messages adapted from Scripture, such as "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," to counter church members who for 4 years have photographed license plates of patrons and asked them if their mothers and wives know their whereabouts. Now, I would like to...
This is a religious way. Blackmail your fellow churchgoer.
I would like to point out something here. As the pastor, Bill Dunphy, says, "As a Christian community, we cannot share territory with the devil. Light and darkness cannot exist together, so the foxhole has got to go."
Okay, before you continue, I have to make this point. I have got to make this point. I'm going to speak somewhat metaphorical. Yeah, you cannot have light without dark, and you cannot have dark without light. You cannot know what darkness is unless you have light to cast a shadow. And you cannot know what light is without darkness to contrast against it. So, shut the f*** up.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. If you're doing such an abysmal job of spreading the word of the gospel that people are more interested in going to see a stripper than going to see you, that's more your problem than theirs.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. I found you said the name of the place. I actually searched on it on Google for the place, the Foxhole. The first thing that comes up is go for the pie, stay for the pole dancing.
Which pie are we talking about now?
Hello.
Hi-yo!
I think the most amusing part about this is the community support in favor of the strippers.
What do you think?
I know why.
One woman offered her skills as a hairdresser to the dancers. "If you or your kids ever need a haircut, give me a holler." Another woman from the church waited on the protesters with plates of noodles and chocolate cake.
Okay, that lady I could go for. Hey. I mean, as my approval, I mean. As
Yes,
per behavior.
you have to clarify in this particular conversation.
Yeah, that's I know. As far as her behavior, I approve.
Yeah.
So do I.
So,
Anyway.
in any case, it's quite amusing that the strippers are actually taking the fight to the church. And while I myself have never been to a strip club and personally don't see the point, I cannot condemn those who would choose to partake of that particular venue, either as dancers or as patrons.
Like me. Excuse me, what was that?
And it's one of those things where, again, if you have two messages being presented here, one of them is essentially neutral, but saying, we've got naked chicks here, and the other is, the gospel of Jesus Christ. And if you're doing so phenomenally badly at presenting the gospel of Jesus Christ that people completely ignore you or actively fight against you and patronize the other instead, you're not doing your job as somebody who's supposed to spread the gospel. In fact, you are helping Satan more out than you're helping Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing that out there. So that is my commentary on that particular news story, and it's a fun news story anyways. So Squato, you have left your news item a general mystery, so go ahead and enlighten us.
I'm trying to control my laughter enough to say this. A 68-year-old gentleman in Florida was recently arrested for yelling at his bike.
Was it a motorbike?
It just says his bicycle, so I'm guessing just a regular cycle.
Bicycle.
Bicycle.
I want to ride. Did you know that song is actually about LSD?
No.
Yes, it is.
I did not know that. I did, however, see this really awesome anime clip that was done to that song, basically about this boy who wanted to sleep with this very attractive female, and she had said that if he could beat her down this giant mountain of a hill on his bicycle with her car, she would. He goes to every means possible, including going straight down the cliffside, riding on the power lines. Excellent balance. To get down there to the bottom of the hill before her. Needless to say, he does. Whether or not she carries out, I don't know. The clip ends before that.
Link me with that one. But I was also going. Your point with that is. But if you want another fun one, just go and search on YouTube the what's it? I forgot what the song's called. But basically, it's Another One Bites the Dust, and how the backmasking in that apparently says it's fun to smoke marijuana.
Sure it does.
Backmasking, for those people that don't know, is when you reverse a song and you can hear a hidden message in it. Think Hotel California or Stairway to Heaven. Things like those. Those hidden messages. And most of those are actually real because they were just done by the people in the studio fucking around. Heck, Weird Al did it twice. One of them was his hidden message was "Cheese whiz."
Oh yeah, I found it, by the way. She has a motorcycle, not a car.
Anyways,
for anyone who wants to view, it is at www.youtube.com/watch V equals V0YCSDDLWZO.
So, for those of you who are not in the United States and don't understand the somewhat blaseness that Zeph and I have towards this story about Florida, there's a movie which actually fairly well encapsulates Florida and all its general oddness. If you watch Big Trouble, based on the Dave Barry book of the same name, very good book, hilarious movie. My wife and I saw the movie the other night, giggled our asses off. I'm not even going to attempt to go into the explanation of the plot, but the sort of everyman are two mobsters there to make an assassination hit. And the sooner we get out of this town, the better. I do strongly suggest you go either watch it. It's available on Netflix Instant Watch, or read the book, available on iBook or Amazon's Kindle store, as well as, of course, in paperback, wherever fine books are sold. Now,
and for some odd reason, that what you just said there with that film kind of made me think of a more competent version of Kangaroo Jack.
Never seen, so I'll take your word for it.
I think I've seen that once.
It's bad. And then they made an animated version of it.
Well, Big Trouble is not bad. It's very, very good. It's very well done, both the book and the movie. The movie stars Tim Allen. What's his name?
Ooh.
Big guy, talks really deep, and a very distinctive character. He played the Tick.
Brad Garrett?
I don't remember. He was also in The Dish. He played Buzz Lightyear on the animated series.
Patrick Warburton?
I know who you're talking about.
Patrick Warburton. Thank you. Yes. He has a part in it. Andy Richter plays two roles. It's very good. I do strongly recommend seeing it. Now, as a complete and total tangent, welcome to the Bunnycast.
Shiny.
When 9/11 occurred, the thing that pissed me off the most at that time wasn't. Yes, I was upset about the towers being brought down. Yes, I was upset that it was done in the name of religion. Yes, I was upset that 2.5 plus thousand people died. Yes, I was upset at it did many things to be upset about. But what really just torqued me really hard for at least 30 minutes was Dave Barry's book Big Trouble, which my wife and I loved practically from the time it first came out, was being made into a movie, and it was going to come out September 27th.
Oh.
And it has
It's that film.
it has to do with somebody smuggling a nuclear weapon into the United States. One of the plot lines has to do with somebody smuggling a nuclear weapon into the United States, and there's things that kind of hint towards a terrorist act in it. And I knew the instant I heard that I was never going to see this movie in the theater, and it was probably going to be pushed back by at least a year, and it was probably going to get buried as a theatrical release, and all this kind of bullcrap, because a bunch of f***ers decided to fly their f***ing planes into a bunch of f***ing buildings and just piss off everybody and create this whole paranoid society where all of a sudden you even hint that possibly some nastiness might happen involving a plane and potential terrorist activities, and you have to shut the story down because we don't want to offend sensibilities.
Yeah, they got really bad.
And Dave Barry, who could have become an overnight sensation with this fantastically made movie, went back to writing his newspaper column, and practically nobody remembers that Dave Barry wrote a movie.
A good movie.
A good movie, exactly. Thank you. So, ending tangent. Xepharon, you have a story.
Yeah, basically, it's been, about a good 5 years now or so since Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans and pretty much the entire Gulf. There is actually now a guy 5 years later, Harry Pryor, is now being recognized for selfless acts during the aftermath of the Hurricane Katrina, having helped save over 400 people from drowning. While there was a lot of people that, obviously tons of people that used to live in the smaller town that he was in, and there was about 15,000 people or so. Anymore, there's maybe around 3,500 or so. Homes are being rebuilt, and they are peppering the landscape anymore compared to the homes that were destroyed. Granted, there's still hardly anyone there, though, but those homes are being rebuilt, and they are actually being funded through Brad Pitt's foundation. He was actually one of the last people to leave from the flooding due to helping so many people out, but he is back, and he's apparently one of the first people back. So apparently he still lives on I believe it's on the outskirts of New Orleans. So I just thought that was actually kind of cool.
That is, actually.
And interesting how something can take so long, but at the same time, it's not like he's going out of his way to seek people to, it's not like he's trying to seek the attention of people. Yeah, I did this awesome stuff. Check this out. No, it's just he just did what he felt was right, and he's getting recognition for it.
Too busy doing good things to worry about being recognized for doing good things.
Absolutely. So this man has my applause. Absolutely.
Yes.
Actually,
as he should.
That kind of reminded me. It was heard they were talking with the how they had the bushfires last year in Australia. They were talking about just how much the rebuilding done since then. Apparently, they've only started on about 10% of the places. So yeah, when you have a big disaster, it really does take time to get things done.
Yeah.
So for people wondering, it's 5 years. That the bushfires are only last year, so that's only 10% of rebuilding. Gets a hint there for wide-scale disasters.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is, what's the word? Synchronicity, because I happened to be watching Dirty Jobs yesterday, and it was the episode... Awesome show. It was the episode where Mike Rowe went down to New Orleans to participate in Katrina cleanup. And if there's a dirty job, that's it. So
too bad we can't get some foreign aid. That would help. I mean, America gives foreign aid.
Or you just get Kanye West in.
Yeah, you could cut the defense budget in half. You could probably build the city out of gold. But hey, opinion.
You know what? I still love the fact that before Hurricane Katrina, you had the right-wing nut jobs, the Christian right, of how New Orleans is the den of villainy and hive, and it's the most evil part of America. Since Hurricane Katrina, it's parts that got America's spirit at its finest.
it's got history. The thing that irritates me about the people of New Orleans, as a whole, not individual things, but hey, there's this giant hurricane. It's going to come and kill people. You all should leave. No, we're going to stay here.
And then they die, and
then they died,
saving them.
And then they died, and then they're like, "Why is such bad things happening to us? Why is no one helping us? Because you were warned."
To be fair, the warning only really came out to actually evacuate the city about, what was it, 14 hours before it hit.
That's still time.
We could do an entire, not really, Zeph.
No, it isn't. They actually.
Not a city that size.
No.
Hey, listen,
before it happened, they estimated that it would take a minimum of, and this is under excessively perfect conditions, 48 hours to evacuate the entire city, and that is, all roads are clear. Everyone gets onto the buses. Everyone's on the planes. Everyone's out of there. And there is no breakdowns, there is no emergencies, there is no nothing. Minimum, 48 hours.
I mean, what I'm saying, though, is that, like, I understand traffic would be hell, but at the same time, it's not like anyone's getting off the highways at that point. And while I definitely do not deal with logistics as far as, like, citywide levels, I mean, like, from personal experience, I've had to grab all my stuff for when I had to mobilize to Iraq. I was granted, they gave us I was given 48. Yeah, 48. I was given 48 hours, but I had all my stuff packed and everything in 20 minutes.
Well, you are the prepared.
Well, yeah.
But you've got to remember is that you said, okay, you was all ready to go in 20 minutes. Well, what about the other 10,000 people that go, I'm ready to go in 20 minutes? They all hit the road at the same time. And then there's the ones that take half an hour, and the ones that take, you get building up from there.
So the ones that take a half hour longer, it's their own fault.
One slowdown, and you have a traffic jam.
Yes.
That's their fault.
Okay.
I'm totally playing the extremist right now. That's their own.
We can definitely go down the rabbit hole for this, but we have one more story to do before.
Actually, well, if you want to have, we can just make fun of just one point real quick.
Yes,
make fun of that Chinese. Shut up. We can make fun of that Chinese traffic jam, and that's all we need to say then.
Yes, that's all we need to say. 9 days and counting, or is it 10 at this point?
No,
it's a traffic jam for how long?
12 days, and they expect it to clear in about 4 weeks' time.
12 days,
Jesus Christ!
How do you do that?
What do you have to f up to block traffic that long?
I think at this point people are getting in the traffic lines just because of the Oriental propensity for standing in line.
Oh my
god! The people, though, are complaining about the fact that they're having to actually pay for food that's coming from the villages nearby. The villagers are loving it because this is the first time they're actually getting business.
Okay, you will never know.
You should create problems more often.
You have a story before we really piss people off.
Yeah. My apologies to anyone who takes offense at that. I'm sorry. I know I'm wrong for that. I know I'm going to...
Zeph, we know you're bad and evil. You're American. It comes with the territory. You'll never know. Go.
My news article's about a recent book banning on a Canadian ferry. The book was The Golden Mean by Annabel Lyon, and despite the fact that the actual story, which was about Aristotle and his pupil Alexander, is completely devoid of anything even the most ardent conservative would find rude, they're blanket banning it because the cover has a picture of a child bare ass on a white horse. And apparently that's enough to get it all because it's a family ferry service.
I'm sorry, but Wild Spice guy Joe came straight to mind when you said that cover.
I'm on a horse. Yeah.
Well,
I'm one of those.
What was that? Sorry, what was that? I think it was a sunblock that her. One of these
Coppertone.
Coppertone, yeah. Well, God to help them if they ever come to America and see that ad with the Coppertone with the tan line on the bare ass baby.
I'm one of those types of people that if a book is banned, I say, maybe I should read this. I didn't care about the Harry Potter series until a bunch of people started saying, we need to ban this book. I'm now curious.
Why is it so bad? Hayes got a good story.
So there is a report released annually. I forget. I think it's like the National Association of Librarians. And I've got to look it up for the more recent years, but they actually, the last report that I read was for, I think it was 2003, and it was 1.5 inches thick.
Damn.
And this is just American banned books. And I'm all,
jeez.
Yes.
That's a lot of reading material. I wonder how many librarians actually actively read.
I do.
You're a librarian?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was a church librarian for years, and
the more you know about you will never know.
You will never know everything about. You will never know.
Who? You will never know.
Why?
Who's on stage?
You'll never know.
Who's on second?
Who's on first? What's on second?
On second.
I don't know.
That's on third.
Hey. My country plays cricket, not baseball. I don't give a stuff. Move forward. Move forward. Move forward.
I love how he has stopped it.
Okay, we are at the end of this particular part of the Bunnycast, so we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for this week.
Ready?
Yeah, it went by pretty quick, but you know what?
We didn't tangent enough.
We've been recording for 48 minutes.
We didn't tangent enough.
Oh, we can pad out another 15 minutes somehow.
Quick, shiny things. Dr. Pepper, Ace Hardware, Black & Decker, DVD ROMs. I don't know. I'm just throwing the first random things I can think of. And no, I'm not going to finish off 10 minutes of...
It sounds like you're reading off of the trending topics on Twitter.
No, I'm actually looking around my workplace.
Could have been it could have been worse, Homer. He could have just been getting the what was that part of the song from the Hardware song?
Oh yeah, I cannot. I've been trying for years and I cannot do that.
The which what?
Weird Al, the Hardware Store song.
Not even Weird Al can actually do that live. He actually has. He's outright said that in the live song, or when he sings it live, he has to jump to a recording. But he has
to do what now? To do the sound effects or something?
No,
or what?
No. Okay, obviously you've never heard it.
I'm looking it up right now. That's one of few Weird Al songs I have not heard.
Because I'm going to the.
Oh, I have heard that one. It's been a long time.
Store.
Long time.
Look at all that stuff.
Electric heaters, trash compactors, shower rosin. Yeah, that one.
Yes, that one.
I bet if I rehearse it, I could do it.
I'm sure. Okay, yes, we are going.
If you can do it, we're going to make you do it live.
Okay.
Yeah, right now. No pressure.
You've got Allen wrenches, dribble feeders, toilet seats, electric heaters, trash compactors, juice extractor, shower rods, and water meters, walkie-talkies, copper wires, safety goggles, radio tires, BB pellets, rubber mellets, fan sanding humidifiers, picture hangers, paper cutters, waffle irons. Shut up. Window shutters. You want to continue?
See you next week, everybody.
I'm gonna have end music play through that.